Let me ask you something. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? How many mornings have you hit that snooze button because the bed was too comfortable and the grind was too painful? Every time you do that, you're lying to yourself. You're breaking promises to the one person who matters most to you. Consistency isn't something you feel like doing, it's something you force yourself to do, especially when you don't want to. See, everybody loves to talk about results. They love the Instagram highlight reel, the end game. But you know what they don't show? The brutal mornings when you feel like garbage, the nights when everyone else is out having fun while you're working, or the moments when your body and mind are screaming. Quick consistency is built in those moments. That's where greatness lives. Consistency is simple, but it's not easy. It's showing up every day, whether it's rain, shine, or hellfire. It's putting in the reps, even when the results are invisible. You think you'll feel motivated every day? Forget about it. Motivation is nothing but a spark. It burns out quick. Discipline is the engine. It's the thing that keeps you moving when motivation dies. You've got to understand something right now. Motivation is garbage. It's a burst of energy that feels good for a moment, but it vanishes just as quickly. Everyone's motivated at 6 a.m. after watching some flashy video or hearing some feel-good speech. But let's be real, that motivation is gone by the time you hit your first obstacle. Discipline is what kicks in when motivation dies, when the hype fades and all that's left is you and the grind. Discipline is the only thing that can carry you through the long, hard road to success. People love to chase motivation because it's easy, it's sexy. It's like a sugar rush that makes you feel unstoppable for about 5 minutes. But here's the cold, hard truth. You can't rely on motivation because it's weak. It's a fair weather friend. It shows up when conditions are perfect, but vanishes the moment things get tough. When it's pouring rain, freezing cold, or your body feels broken, motivation isn't going to save you. You'll be sitting there thinking, I don't feel like doing this today. Guess what? Discipline doesn't give a damn about your feelings. Discipline is like a muscle, and just like any muscle is built through pain and repetition, you can't wake up one day and decide you're disciplined. It doesn't work like that. Discipline is forged in the fire of consistency. It's built every single time you make the hard choice instead of the easy one. Every time you lace up your shoes when you'd rather stay in bed. Every time you eat the healthy meal when the junk food is calling your name. Every time you stay focused when distractions are pulling you in every direction, you're strengthening that discipline muscle. It's not glamorous, it's not fun, but it's what separates the winners from everyone else. Think about this, how many people out there start something with all the motivation in the world, only to quit when it gets hard. They tell themselves they'll go to the gym every day, but by the second week, they've already skipped 2 workouts. They start a new diet, but throw it out the window the first time they crave a burger. Why? Because they were depending on motivation. They never built the discipline to keep going when the excitement wore off. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your energy levels, or your circumstances. It demands action regardless of how you feel. The problem is that most people wait to feel ready. They wait for some magical moment when the stars align and they feel like doing the work. That moment never comes. Discipline doesn't wait for feelings. It demands you take action first. And here's the kicker. Once you start acting, the feelings will follow. It's not the other way around. You think I feel like running every day? Hell no. But I don't give myself the option to back out. I force myself to start. And once I'm out there, the momentum takes over. That's discipline in action. You have to stop negotiating with yourself. That's where people mess up. They give themselves an out. They say, I'll just skip today. It's no big deal, but it is a big deal. Every time you skip, every time you take the easy way out, you're chipping away at your self-respect. You're teaching yourself that it's okay to quit. On the flip side, every time you show up, even when you don't want to, you're reinforcing the habit of discipline. You're proving to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. That's how you build mental toughness. That's how you earn the right to call yourself disciplined. There's another thing about discipline that people don't want to hear. It's lonely. Discipline means doing the work when nobody else is watching. It means staying consistent when there's no applause, no recognition, and no instant payoff. It's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving it to yourself. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing, I didn't quit today. I did what I said I would do, that feeling of self-respect. That's worth more than any fleeting moment of motivation. Discipline is what turns average into extraordinary. It's what separates the people who dabble from the people who dominate. It's not about talent or luck. It's about showing up day after day and putting in the work. When you're disciplined, you don't need motivation to carry you. You become unstoppable because you've trained yourself to take action no matter what. So the next time you're sitting there waiting for motivation to strike, stop and ask yourself this: do I want to be controlled by my feelings, or do I want to control my destiny? If you're serious about reaching your potential, you have to choose discipline. Force yourself to do the hard things, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because that's when discipline is built. And when you've got discipline, nothing can stop you. The hardest part of anything worth doing is getting started. That first step is the heaviest, the ugliest, and the most painful. It's the moment when your mind throws every excuse in the book at you. You're too tired, you'll do it tomorrow, it's not the right time. That's the resistance. It's the wall that separates the dreamers from the doers. Most people hit that wall and turn around. They back off because the pain of starting feels too overwhelming. But here's the truth: if you can break through that initial resistance, you've already won half the battle. That pain you feel at the start, it's supposed to be there. It's the price of entry for growth, for progress, for anything meaningful in life. The problem is, too many people expect it to feel easy. They think they should be inspired and energized right out of the gate. But guess what? It doesn't work like that. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. That initial pain, that's your mind and body fighting to stay comfortable. It's your old self clinging to mediocrity because it's scared of change. Think about it. When you sit down to write that first page of a book, the blank screen stares back at you like an enemy. When you tie up your running shoes for the first time in months, your legs feel like they're weighed down by cement. When you start that new project, the fear of failure grips you like a vice. That's the pain of starting. And it's universal. Everyone feels it. The difference is some people let that pain stop them while others use it as fuel to move forward. Here's the thing about that pain: it doesn't last. The first mile is the hardest. The first rep burns the most. The first attempt feels like you're climbing a mountain blindfolded. But once you push past that initial discomfort, something amazing happens. The pain